everybody, Andrew Lawanda here from Bark at the Moon Coyote Club, and welcome to the Bark at the Moon video blog number 23. This week we'll talk about mating sequences. Basically what I like to do, I start sometimes with 2 or 3 minutes of distress, just in case a coyote in the vicinity is hungry. Then I move into the coyote vocalizations phase. Usually it's a male howl, lone howl, followed by a female lone howl. And depending on what's happening in the atmosphere, sometimes I'll use a sound of coyote pairs, or maybe that female submissive call. And I allow a good dose of quiet in between each of these. And then I move into the breeding sounds in the female whimpers. After that, I'll go to a coyote fight sound. By that time, you've been on stand probably a half hour if you stretch it out. Again, silence is your ally in this situation. And don't expect those coyotes to vocalize or howl back every time. They come in silent a great majority of the time. I put a graphic up that's going to show you this sequence. Now, is it the Bible of these sequences? Is it all you can do? No, create your own. Okay, but if you're looking for something to do, use this as a guideline. You can tweak it to see how you feel fit, but it's a good starting point if you don't know what to do with your mating sequences. Sometimes I ask myself, why am I doing these blogs in the first place? Is it for education? Is it for entertainment? Well, hopefully it's a little bit of both. In fact, I would like to take some comments from you folks and ask you what you'd like to see in the future, meaning for next year. Because when you're out there in the field, it's always a learning experience. I had a sweet hunt that we're going to show you here. It's about a 3-minute clip. Just this week, I howled twice as part of my sequence that we're going to show you. And a coyote lit up instantly. Now, for me, that's pretty rare hunting back home. But anyhow, this coyote, I saw him with my scanner. He was probably 600 yards away. And it was really cool. You'll hear me whisper on the film that I was going to use a coaxer sound. I ended up not using any additional sounds, and that coyote walked within 20 yards of the call from a distance of probably, say, 600 yards. It was really neat. Now, sadly, when I took the shot, it was a runner and I lost him. That's not the important thing now. The important thing is let's do the timing. It took that coyote about 3 minutes to travel 600 yards. Now, part of that time it was on a sprint, as you'll see. Other times he hung up. So that tells us after we howl, you want to wait at least 3 to 6 to even 10 minutes for them to show up. Now, that's sort of boring at night, but still, it takes these critters a while to come in. So let's check out that footage.
It's awesome. I howled twice. Look at this guy running in. I gotta use a coaxer of some sort. Man, this is great. Boy, he's going right to that sound. I howled twice, folks. He's gonna come right to where the sound was. Jeez, I hit him. Is he going to go down? I should have shot again. I missed that time. Now that's crazy. I hit that coyote.
Holy disappearing act.
This next footage shows the power of this mating sequence. I still started with about 3 minutes of rabbit distress. Nothing showed up. I went into my howls. I used 2 male lone howls, and sure enough, that's when the coyote showed up. Now, unfortunately for me, it was downwind, so I had to make that decision. I took the shot. It was 215 yards, and I got the coyote. But it just showed you, 2 howls was all it took, in this case, to get that coyote. So he came in at about the 6 or 7 minute mark. Let's check that footage out.
Oh, folks, that was far. My gun's back on.
Holy bullseye!
If you've watched or followed any of my progress throughout the season, you'll realize I was plagued with equipment failure right from the start. From October on, it's been brutal. And it happened again this week. My IR wasn't functioning right. My thermal scope is essentially useless. It won't charge the batteries. So that needs to be dealt with. So in my last night's hunt, I was a victim of improper equipment. This one coyote is great. I used breeding sounds, which are some variation of estrus chirps, and 2 coyotes approached. Now this was great because they came across that field at Mach speed. Sadly, when I tried to find them in the night vision scope, the IR wasn't functioning at all, and I couldn't see the coyotes. So it was a cluster. I'm squirting, hitting buttons and this and that. All of a sudden, it came on. I could see the coyotes dancing right all around the call. It was quite comical, actually. And one stood there broadside at 50 yards, and I took the shot with the 204. In true Luan fashion, that coyote ran, but I watched it through my thermal scanner, and he dropped about 75 yards away. I'm sorry I didn't get footage, but it was just way too much to deal with. So I showed you the aftermath of that hunt. That was a great big female.
Hi, folks. Well, my mating sequence was insane. I did the female mating sounds, and these coyote prints are them attacking the call. It was a cluster. Look at the prints. They were going nuts. There was 2 of them. And I had my thermal, not my thermal, my IR, because my thermal was faulty tonight, of course. And I drilled one with the 204, and it ran off. But he's down, so we're going to go look at it. Well, folks, here we go. Sorry for no video. This happened way too quick. So the night's just starting.
Earlier in the week, I had posted on Facebook me shooting at a coyote. It ran right in front of me at like 40 yards, heard my bipod in the snow, and he ran away. He stopped at about 100 yards. I shot and went right over it. It was disheartening. Well, I returned to that spot last night, again with my Thermion, and I had about 20% battery life. I sat down and I said to myself, I'm going to change it up. Let's go with some baby cottontail, a sound I've been using since October. Well, that sound didn't play for a minute, and here came a coyote. He came right to me, essentially. He was just about downwind. He was looking right at me. I took the shot. Now, I pressed record button, but sadly, it was on the camera function instead of the video capabilities. So I haven't checked it yet, but I must have a still picture of something. Anyhow, that coyote spun. I shot it again. The telltale whoop told me I hit it. Wouldn't you know, the coyote ran away, and he ran to the hedgerow, which was about 75 yards away, and through my AGM scanner, I could see him. I could see him having trouble in the hedgerow, so I waited about 10, 15 minutes, walked over there, and it had expired. And it turned out to be this huge male coyote.